Welcome to today's video making a Valentine rope basket. I did a previous video on rope bowls which has almost 5,000 views at this time, and I wanted to make another one but kind of change it up a little bit. So I came up with this rope bowl design just in time for Valentine's Day. So again, the first step is mixing up some water and acrylic paint. That's all I use. I don't worry about buying any RIT dye or anything like that. I just use acrylic paint. It really stains the cotton rope, and you don't have to worry about getting regular dyes in your hands or your clothes. It's just safer, and I really enjoy it, and there's so many great colors when you use acrylic paints. So I've mixed up some water and about 2 heaping tablespoons of the acrylic red paint in a bowl, and now I'm just dropping the clothesline rope down in, kind of turning it several times, and I'm going to let this soak for about an hour until it's really good and absorbed. And then after it's soaked, I spread out some plastic and I pull it apart and set it on the plastic on the floor, and then I just run a fan on it and it dries it within about an hour. So that's all there is to dyeing the clothesline rope. Now I had someone ask me, what did I just throw out the paint afterwards? And I said, you know what, you could save that in a glass jar. And so I thought, well, I've got lots of rope, I might make some Christmas baskets to get a start on Christmas. So I'm going to pour this in a jar and it'll be fine, and I can save it for my next batch. So that's a neat little tip. If you want to mix up different colors but you don't want to throw it out, just put it in a jar. Now in the other video, I'll show you how to make a round rope bowl, starting your clothesline rope in a circle. But this one I wanted it more of an oval shape. So I kind of folded down the rope just as you see in my hand, about 2 inches, and I'm going to go zigzag those two sides together on my machine. Now I use a zigzag stitch that will fit and catch both pieces of rope. So it's kind of a medium-sized stitch. And I apologize, my camera's not getting a good angle, but I'm just going to sew straight down to get these two connected, and then I'll start the pattern of wrapping around and around, sewing the clothesline rope together. It's a very easy process. That's basically all you're doing is zigzagging the rope to each other, around and around and around. But I really wanted more of an oval shaped basket this time. So using my sewing machine, I got it started, and you can see it here. And it is kind of looks like a little miniature rug, but it's an oval shaped, and it's working out great. Now this is about as wide as I want my base, because this is a small bowl. I'm using a 50-foot rope, not 100-foot like I did in the other video. So I wanted to go ahead and start the curl, and that is when you lift it up and you start making your sides. And so I started the curl when this base was about 2.5 inches wide, 3.5 inches long. And you can see that's all you do is you just go around and around, keeping your eye on that rope so that you catch two sides of the rope together. And I was really pleased with the oval size basket. I like the round, those are good and they're really pretty, but I was very pleased with this oval size basket. I can pack a lot of candy in this basket for a nice gift. Alright, now next you can see it's gotten a little wider, and I'm still holding it up, and I'm going around and around and around. Now on both sides I decided to go ahead and make some handles. And with that, when you get to your sides, I sew and then I stop, back stitch a little bit, then I leave about 2 inches, Then I start sewing the ropes together again. So you're basically leaving a gap between the two pieces of rope. And as you go around again, you catch that piece of rope, and eventually you will have two little slits that make handles. I hope you can understand that. That is a little, I should have gotten a video of me making that, but you can see the little gap there on the side. Now I decided that I really wanted a heart on my basket, and I love buttons. I like to collect buttons, and so I'm going to hot glue some red and some white buttons on the front of this basket just to give it, you know, some more color and a little bit of design. So I just pulled out my buttons, red and white, and I haven't drawn anything on here. I'm just kind of freehanding and making a heart out of all these buttons. And it really turned out cute. It added a lot to the basket, and I thought, you know, there's so much you could do with buttons for Easter, for May, for Mother's Day. You could do flowers with the buttons. For Christmas, you could do these in green and do a Christmas tree. So there's just so many ideas now using the buttons. And as you can see, I've kind of gone back in and added some white to fill in the gaps. And I think it really added a lot to this basket. And again, I just hot glued them on. I didn't have to worry about sewing them, just hot glued them on. And there's the heart basket. Now, to make this really strong, and I really wanted my handles to be stiff, I took some Mod Podge, and I just taking a little brush and going over the inside and the outside with one coat of Mod Podge. And that really stiffened those handles up, and it made the basket a lot harder. It's also waterproof now. So I really like this idea. I did not do this with the other basket, but I really like this. It turned out, had a nice pretty sheen to it, just really made it nice. Now, in the past I've said that if you use cotton rope, it is pretty strong and stiff, but if you use the polyester rope, it's really soft and just kind of collapses. But if you put the Mod Podge on the polyester rope, it will stiffen and harden. So now you can use that rope. It's really hard to find 100% cotton clothesline rope, but if you do this step, you'll be able to use the polyester rope without any problem. So I just gave it one coat on the inside, then I flipped it over and did the outside. And here you can see the base is kind of small, which is fine, and it graduated out. The basket is really the perfect shape, perfect size for filling it up with some really neat Valentine treats. Now after I painted this, I set it back in front of the fan, and within an hour it was completely dry, nice and shiny, and just turned out great. And here is the finished product. This cute little basket, all ready to be filled with some of that really neat basket filler. You know, the white, looks like it's been shredded paper. I'll put some of that in there, and then I'll put in some chocolate bars and some kisses and a card, and then deliver this to a friend. So this is an easy way to make a nice little gift basket. And like I said, you could do these for Easter, for Christmas, for Mother's Day, whatever you've got coming up. It's a fast, easy craft to sew the basket and put on the buttons. It was about a 2-hour process. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give me a like and subscribe, and please share this with others. And thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a very blessed day.